see we have a well-read man. The classics. Aristotle. You got to know. And that guy reads Aristotle. I just want you to know that right there, you see that book right there on the pillow back there? It's a little dark. It's a dark camera day today. But you see back there that book-shaped thing? That's fucking William Shakespeare's entire works, okay? You think you're smart? I have William Shakespeare's entire works on my fucking stream bed. Next to this shape right here, book, this shape right here. You can't really tell right now. That's a wizard hat, baby. So you can tell I'm a really smart guy. Maybe even smarter than this guy with Aristotle, just so you know. This guy's name is Eric, and he made a video called Why You Feel Like a Creep When You're Not. I hope this is good.
When we see a woman in a sexual way, when we see the fact that she is a woman and we appreciate that, whether this is in person or on the silver screen, we feel like we are degrading her, like there's a part of her that we're dismissing or downplaying.
Do we? What do you mean? How are you? What when you say you see a woman in a sexual way, what are the thoughts you're having? Like, if I'm attracted to someone, man, I don't really like... I have never, seen someone, been attracted to them, and then thought of sex acts. Like, that's just not on my mind. At best, on my mind would be, this person is attractive, and, are we whatever we're talking about. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I can be a horn dog, dude. I'm capable.
Dehumanizing this person. We've been told our whole lives that if we see a woman in a sexual way, we are objectifying her.
That's just not what's happening. No. What? You can be sexually attracted to people. What do you mean by seeing someone in a sexual way? It's objectification if you center her, a lot of people, when they're talking about what objectification is when you're essentially dehumanizing someone through your actions and thoughts by thinking them mostly as a sex object, right? Like you center the sex you could be having with them or you want to be having with them or their sexuality or their attractiveness. Like, you center that in your mind and that's the only thing you're thinking of all the time. Like, that could be objectifying. But just thinking about sexual things, especially if you have, rapport with a person. Like, if I'm fantasizing about my wife, you could say there's some objectification, but there's rapport there. There's, there's... I guess... Who's told you should feel bad for having sexual thoughts? What are you thinking of that makes you feel shame? Where's this coming from? Who's telling you this? You're saying we're told. Who's saying this? It's not us. It's not the left. We don't talk like this.
We're treating her as a piece of meat to be used and disposed of. The effect of this is that we feel like asking a woman out is somehow shameful.
What? Why? What? Why would that be the lesson you learn there? There's a big difference between talking to someone and saying, hey, should we spend more time together than we are already? In whatever way that is. The left dates, I think we're getting our information from unreliable sources on the subject. Maybe not successful daters.
We feel guilty about it. It builds up this huge barrier within us just to let her know that we saw her in a romantic capacity and want to act on it.
Weird. I've never felt this. I've always if I find someone attractive, that's not enough for me to just want to spend more time with them, I guess. I value my time too. So it's usually through interactions and seeing if there's a vibe and do we have rapport? Is there reason for us to? And then after that, naturally just sort of ending up spending time together is what happens to me. I don't know. Please stop saying we. Yeah, I don't know. This isn't my experience at all. I think this is self-imposed. Everything he's saying sounds like, well, I'm fighting my brain demons on this. I feel shame.
We feel like we're insulting her if we ask her out. There's a lot of fear in men from asking women out, they'll be condemned for it. And I understand. I feel that too. But I think one of the reasons why we feel so much power and weight, from this fear is because we have bought into this idea that seeing a woman in a sexual way is actually degrading. But
it's not. Who's telling you that? What do you mean by seeing a woman in a sexual way? Are you just randomly asking people for dates and like being creepy, or like what? There's just ways to go about it. You don't have to feel bad if you think someone's attractive. He'd have to describe what a sexual thought is.
The thing is, the way the ideas in our culture today harm us is that they twist the way we think about things. They present concepts in an incorrect way, or they join concepts that shouldn't be joined, and it warps the way in which we see the world and ourselves. Now let me explain. So the whole point of a concept is to join together our observations of reality into one term. So like the idea of a tree would be all those things that have those qualities that we would call tree are all joined under this one concept of
Trees are just humongous broccolis when you look at it.
Of tree. And we have the same thing for
Titan broccoli,
dogs and cats and so on. So we have these different words to represent different concepts.
But of course, these are imperfect descriptive words that do not, in fact, describe something scientifically, and that's why we have like taxonomy and stuff, which would be different kinds of language for that. So yeah, I mean, don't get absolutist about your language on a subject, but yeah, sure.
Which distinguish between things which are, distinct from each other. Like,
but also my friend can be my dog, right? And a guy can be a cat, like in a bar, and a tree can be a tall guy. You know what I mean? So don't get too dogmatic about it.
Trees, cats, dogs. But something our culture will do when it comes to more complex concepts like sex object is it will join together concepts which don't belong under the same umbrella of other concepts. So if you think of it...
So your argument here is, technically, madam, I'm not being creepy. Is that what we're going to go with? I think there's a much better way to think about this. But let's see. I just want to see where he's going. But it sounds like he's going to be like, technically, you can't call me creepy.
Sex object. It's attacking this part of you.
Seeing a woman's sexual identity and liking it, i.e. being attracted to a woman, no. So here's your problem. You don't know what you're talking about. Uh-oh. There it is. We found the issue. Your premise is incorrect. So seeing a woman's sexual identity and liking it, being attracted to a woman, no. So a sex object is when instead of seeing a woman's sexual identity and instead of liking it, cross that out and cross out being attracted to a woman, and that's just your sexuality, that's fine. Seeing a woman's sexual identity and thinking of nothing else about her and considering nothing else about her in regards to your interactions with her, right? So like if the only thing you are ever centering in your mind is how am I going to next fuck this woman, yeah, that's sex object. Being attracted to a woman, I can want to fuck and also enjoy my time with someone. I don't know. Like you can do both. It's just being friends, really. Being a partner with someone is being a friend with them to varying degrees of intimacy. I mean, that's really just where we're at. And just, I don't know. And then when you really transition into real love and like long-term relationship type stuff, I mean, it's just the bond is just deeper. It's not really that different though than a friendship. Just typically people don't, because there's a sexuality component almost always typically to these kinds of relationships, you could do both. I don't know why. It must be lack of experience that this is why we have this definition.
That sees a woman and likes the fact that she is a woman, that has, she has these feminine qualities, the shape of her body, the way she moves, the way she treats you, or to put it simply, her sexual identity.
The way she treats you is her sexual identity. So, yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of, you're talking about, well, you can't befuddle us with these combinations of terms, but really, like you're the one doing that, You're saying that a woman's sexual identity has something to do with the way she treats you, which implies, of course, that if she's nice or whatever, that's a sexual advance, which is a pretty awful stance to take. There's lots of people that are nice to you that don't want to have sex. Yeah, I don't know. These guys all want like moms that they can have sex with, and it's really weird. I genuinely think if you did a broad metadata study on all sort of like incel guys, you would see a mommy issues spike relative to the rest of the world. I don't know what it is.
But another part of this concept is that you are stripping her of her human identity, the fact that she has a mind, she has values, she makes choices in life, she has a personality.
Right, I just don't... I guess you're just breaking down sex and object. Seeing a woman's sexual identity and liking it, being attracted, I just don't think that's really... I don't know.
She's a human being. So the idea is that...
It's not just liking it, it's being like only concerned with it. It's centering it. Seeing her only.
By seeing her in a sexual way...
Attraction does not equal dehumanization.
You are obliterating her humanity. No. That is the concept of seeing someone as a sex object.
No. What? No. This should be a plus sign. This should just be a plus sign. Attraction plus dehumanization equals sex object. Sex objectification, rather. I guess he's just whining. Yeah, this is just... You're just upset, I suppose? This is terrible. Why is your brain doing this? Why are you doing you're doing incel boy math? And poorly, too. You're showing your work, and it's not right.
Thing to be used and disposed of. So let's connect this with our actual lived experiences, right? So there are loads of people who will treat other people just as objects, whether sexually or otherwise. They'll see...
Oh, this is a but I'm a nice guy situation.
See them as someone to just be used of and thrown aside. We can see this all the time, unfortunately. And when it comes to sex, absolutely. There are plenty of people out there who will see someone as just someone to be used and thrown aside. And this is very dehumanizing. You're not seeing them as a person to engage with on a spiritual level, and engage with in terms of our human aspect, but rather just a physical, pile of meat to be used of and thrown aside. But is this the only way in which we can engage with someone sexually? No, of course not. We can see someone in a sexual way that isn't dismissive of who they are as a person. In fact, we can see someone sexually that includes who they are as a person, right? We're not sexually attracted to just any woman. So imagine, the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, and you're heavily attracted to her. But then the second she opens her mouth, drool starts spilling out, and she says the stupidest thing you've ever heard in your life. And, suddenly the sexual attraction just isn't really there anymore. Because instead of seeing one of the most beautiful people you've ever seen, you're seeing one of the most stupid people you've ever seen. But at the same time, we are condemned. Our peers, the media around us will tell us that when we are seeing a woman in a sexual way, we are seeing her as a sexual object.
I tried to listen to him just to hear his thoughts on this in a A to B situation here, just hearing him out. Every time he comes back around to, people are saying that I'm a fucking creep. I'm wondering why. Like, what? Can you give a description of the situation that you are experiencing this pushback from? Yeah, it doesn't feel very coherent.
Well, creepy isn't illegal.
No, Dr. Gamble, how dare you?
It might not be stated quite as explicitly and clearly as that, but these two very distinct ways of treating sexual attraction are joined together under the same conceptual umbrella of sex object. There's actually a little scene in that horrible Gillette commercial, which, if you're not aware, Gillette came out with a really horrible commercial attacking men basically in every single way, saying that, men are all toxic and...
When did this video come out? This is 3 weeks old. Isn't this like 3 years ago? Like, what are we talking about? The Gillette commercial? This has really affected you. I don't remember this. You'd have to...
Masculinity is problematic. Just being a man is a problem.
No.
And there's...
No, this is saying that the influences on men are a problem. Are you... Right-wing men cannot do media literacy. They're saying, look, being a man is not easy. There's literally a child in distress there. Like, being a man is not easy, and they have all these influences telling them to act certain ways that people don't want them to act, but we can be better. I don't know, like, you being taught a certain culture by the men that are older than you is not your fault. I don't know. No one is saying, and certainly not the left is saying, that men are just like inherently flawed. They're saying that the way we're socialized is flawed, and that's true. I think it's like not hard to, if just being a man, he's literally arguing about it right now. He's like whining about how he was socialized. He's like, well, I have to feel shame if I sexualize a woman. I was like, no, you don't. You have to feel shame if you sexualize her without the proper context. Your sexual attraction is not something you need to fucking worry about. It's just natural. If you're attracted to somebody, it's whatever. It's your actions thereafter. He's saying he can't ask anybody on a date, and I just think that's wrong. I think the way that I think he's attracted to somebody and then immediately asks them on a date, and that's it, and that's the play. And he's like, why doesn't that work? It's like, because they don't fucking know you. You're a stranger, idiot.
One little scene where a guy sees a woman who's attractive and he thinks, oh man, I'm going to go ask her out, or I'm going to go pursue her. And another guy stops him and is like, oh, no, bro. No, bro. You should know better. Don't do that. That's the wrong thing to do. The right thing to do is to never pursue women.
Nope. The right thing to do is to not pursue women who are not acknowledging you, I don't know, just like randomly on the street. Seems weird. I mean, you can certainly try, but if you get like someone going like, I'm trying to walk somewhere. I'm grocery shopping. I'm fucking, running errands. I'm late for a meeting. I got a bus to catch. I don't want to fucking be hit on right now, man. It's not the time. Like, sorry, the context of your attraction didn't work out. I don't know. Like, not every time you are attracted to someone does that need to be something to be acted upon. But you also can. There are definitely many contexts in which people want to be approached and want to be talked to. Everyone likes to be flirted with in a reciprocal way. Everybody likes socializing to some degree in reciprocal ways. So, and if you happen to vibe with somebody, you will. It'll just happen.
That's the little message of that little encounter. But
it's not. Okay, premise. Let's see if we're using Aristotle, okay? We're out here with the philosopher bros. Premise A, it's not always good. The context is not always right to hit on somebody. Agree? Okay. Premise B, sometimes we want to hit on somebody. Premise C, therefore, we don't always hit on somebody. Sometimes the context isn't right. He proves it. Here we go. I don't know if that was... It's not always correct. You can conceive of it not being correct time. Have you ever yourself, you ever had to really shit or something? I don't want to be hit on when I'm trying to take a dump somewhere. I don't want to be hit on if I'm fucking, busy and doing shit. I got too much ADHD to be hit on. Keep your eyes to yourself, ladies and fellas. Ridiculous.
Idea of seeing a woman in a sexual way is just baked into everything. But this is the way that our culture destroys our lives. Is it twists the way in which we think about and the way we see the world and our lives, ourselves, through conceptual distortion. Is it will tie together multiple distinct concepts, like for instance, seeing someone in a sexual way versus seeing someone as an object, whether that's sexual or not, and tying that together as the same thing.
They're not saying they're the same thing. That's why the two words are distinctly different, and when combined they mean something, and apart they mean a different thing. We're just abandoning all knowledge of language, or Broca's area is shutting the fuck off, or frontal lobe is like turning down, and we're just going with, I don't know, amygdala fear. We're just like, I can't get a date. Society is bad. I can't get a date. Have you ever tried to just be pals with people? I don't know. It'll happen, man. It'll just happen.
So you're left in a situation where you're not really sure why, but you just feel embarrassed or ashamed.
That is you. That is a self-propelled thing. Your embarrassment or shame is literally a self-imposed condition. Nobody else is doing that to you. It's certainly not the left, who does not own the Gillette Corporation.
Or like you've done something dirty or wrong by seeing someone sexually. And
Nobody thinks that except for Christians and right-wingers. Nobody. You can definitely see somebody and be attracted. When you say see somebody sexually, which he keeps mentioning, does that mean something more than being attracted to them? I don't even know. Is he like immediately just porn-brained about it or something?
and enjoying it. So many men will be in this position where they feel like they need to apologize for seeing a woman as attractive. Or
Why? Also, nice save there. For seeing someone as attractive. For seeing a woman as attractive, of course. Nice save. I'm off the scent, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I've never felt embarrassed for being attracted. I mean, not in a personal way. The only way I've ever identified with this is just not wanting to talk about all the things because people give you a hard time, especially as a man. Oh, I'm sure the girls get it too. Who do you think is cute? Ooh, and that sort of interaction is just like not desired. But I mean, I don't care if you think. Once I am attracted to someone, that's just how it is. I don't know.
Sexy. We can see this attitude too, just in our media, like the constant censorship of our games.
Oh my God, the constant censorship of our games. It's not censorship of our games to make something that isn't just titties all the time. It's just so stupid. Incels need to stop. We need them to just cease. Which game? He doesn't fucking know. He's gonna say Mortal Kombat or something. The censorship of our games. There's not as much tits in them or something. There's no censorship. I literally just got done playing some Baldur's Gate with the boys. Me, the wifey, and the boys are playing a 4-stack Baldur's Gate. I mean, this game is woke, and it's just so left wing. And you're telling people to kill themselves. They're doing it. You can talk people into fucking dying. You can fucking torture people. You can you can fuck whoever you want. Yeah, it's just like there's no censorship going on. There's racism. There's all sorts of shit. Evil motherfuckers. It's just like, what's your motivation behind the art, I guess? And so, if something's going to be sexy, why are they sexy? And are they sexy in a sexy way? Or is it just like stupid, outdated, hard, look at the titties, sexy? You know what I mean? Like, I think what people are just asking for is a more taste. Less slop, please.
And remasters are coming out where they're covering up cleavage, and we got to be more sensitive to modern audiences, and
it's got to be about the cleavage specifically. There's so much titties and all sorts of stuff. I don't know. BG3 has clothes where you can see titties. They have this super sexy stuff all the time. Yeah, I don't even know why he's worried about it. This guy is sensitive as fuck. They're saying we're censoring the art, and then when you ask the artists, they're like, yeah, this is the art I want to make. And I do not like the right-wing freaks that are online telling me I need to make different art. And it's like, I guess right-wingers are just fucked because they, A, can't fucking digest art. Like, they see it in front of their faces. They'll listen to Killing in the Name of and play it loud on their fucking radio with a Trump fucking, go ICE. I'll join ICE and listen to Killing in the Name of. They'll, watch media, not get the fucking ideas. It'll go over their head. And B, they can't fucking make art themselves. So they rely on us to do it. And so that's where they're stuck. I mean, make the art you want to see, I guess, then.
Cover up Jaina's mild cleavage.
Is this covered up? What are you talking about? How is this covered up? This is just an updated model. Her tits are out. Did you just want this to be a little bit lower right here? Because you don't like the angle there? I don't know, man. I think both character designs look stupid as fuck, by the way.
And something they're a little bit sensitive about, and it was always a subtle thing of like, we want to kind of modernize some of the character models for the future audience, like the 2020 audience. I was like, what are you talking about? It's just less cleavage on a lot of the characters in the game. Just a little more subtle character design overall.
World of Warcraft got rid of the nice ladies.
No. Well, you should play games that have these kinds of things. So you can see the difference, though, right? You can see the fucking direct difference between, like, this kind of schlock, like, look, we're just putting some kind of titties going on in the game, and then you see something like Baldur's Gate, where they take a lot of time and sexuality is, like, discussed, and it's part of the experience, and, like, people are sexy when they're feeling themselves. You can put your characters in sexy clothes. You can put the It just is what it is. You could play the whole game naked as fuck if you wanted.
Their paintings, we've had plenty of games now coming out where the women just don't really look like women at all.
Women don't look like women. I know women, they look like that. I don't know why women have to look like something specific. Men can be anything. Men can be anything. Women have to be a very specific thing. Go make the art you want to see. Oh, you're not capable of it? Well, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Their
You're gay, dude.
sexual identity has been completely erased.
Their sexual identity has been completely erased. No, it hasn't. Isn't Aloy literally a lesbian? Am I tripping? Is she straight in that game? Is she bisexual?
Aloy, spoilers. Aloy is cloned from a lesbian, but she can be bisexual. It's your choice.
Okay. She gay.
You, sir, are a weak, timid, and untrustworthy homosexual.
If this guy doesn't find your character sexually arousing, it's not good. That's where he's at. Like, your brain is so fucking poisoned, little guy. You're like, I need to have boner magic happen when I play video game. I don't know, bro. I think you're an adult. You have gray hairs in your beard. You are an adult man. I need you to fucking act like it. There are so many games with titties out there. They're tastefully and otherwise. Anyone making art that says they don't want their shit to be distasteful to themselves and the sensibilities of new customers, you can take that up with capitalism, buddy. You can take that shit up with the corporations. Just jack off, bro. Seriously.
Have people in the MCU, female characters, complaining about the fact that they are being seen in a sexual way. Now, of course, if we have
characters in the MCU, that's a human person. It's a human person, not a character in the MCU.
Chris Hemsworth or whoever it was being stripped naked, that's totally fine.
It is.
It's totally fine. Women.
It is. Do you see the difference between male sexuality? This is like male gaze sexuality with a little bit of lady gaze. And
Chris Hemsworth
heterosexuality.
or whoever.
Bang, his booty's out. So this is played as a gag. This is literally male nudity 101 in media. It's played as a gag. You can go, yeah, he's hot. We have the butt thing. We have the big muscles for the guys. You know what I mean? Like, oh, whoa. Cuts to a wide angle. It's not intimate. It's not sexualized. It's a joke.
It
and then all the people
naked.
Think this is not the same as the porn-brained fucking look. Like, by the way, all of these ladies have cleavage out. Their titties are out. You just don't know how to digest art, my dude. You just don't understand what's going on. Watch movies that turn you on, I guess. I didn't know the children's movie was supposed to be sexually arousing to him, though.
Totally fine. That's totally fine. Women gawking at some guy being attractive, that's fine.
That's a joke. It's played as a joke, and then all the men go, yes, this is my ideal masculine form. And most women are like, yeah, I mean, that's a big fucking guy, but that's not really the kind of guy I'm necessarily attracted to. I mean, you can be. But I don't think like most women are like, yes, specifically Chris Hemsworth, I need that specific thing. You can definitely want it. You could be sexually attracted to him. He's not squishy enough for cuddles. Yeah, probably not. But Fat Thor got a lot of love. Just saying.
But if a man sees a woman in a sexual way,
that's not a sexual way. That was a gag. This happens a lot to female characters all the time. But oftentimes, if they're like the same scene where his clothes are ripped off forcefully, right? When this happens to women, there's like rape imagery in it. It's sexualized and weird. When men do it, it's always a gag, right? It's always a joke. You could do the same fucking thing with any hottie
I hope you
at all
have a fantastic day.
And have the same exact thing happen. Just people falling over. Played as a gag from a wide shot, and it would be just fine. Manic anti-fascist Prime 27 months. Thank you.
It was being stripped naked.
Anyway.
That's fine. But if a man sees a woman in a sexual way, that is treated as inherently objectification, as inherently wrong.
No, it's not. There's lots of movies with female nudity in which it's not an objectified, porny way. And it can still be sexy and everything. There's lots of it. It's all over the place.
So one of the best things that you can do to overcome things like fear of asking a woman out is to really confront the way in which you conceptually see sexual attraction. Because by really getting clear on this, by getting clear on the fact that no, I see women in a sexual way all the time, and that's okay. It's okay to admire beauty. It's okay to see a woman and her sexual capacity, because that's just...
And her sexual capacity? The way you talk about it is weird. It makes it sound like you see a woman you're attracted and you think, I wonder if she could get impregnated. You know what I mean? I wonder what her sexual capacity is like. That's fucking weird, man. There is attraction and then there's like fantasizing about a fucking stranger or something. It's pretty odd. This is the problem. Yeah, grapey. Yeah, I don't know.
Just part of who she is. She has a body. She is a woman. She is a sexual being in the way we all are.
Okay, so acknowledging that everyone has sexuality is fine. It is true. People do want to be pursued and do have attractions and stuff. It just has to be reciprocated and consensual. So that's why when you see some random person on the street, it's not likely that it's going to be like, oh yeah, you can just come up and talk to me and hit on me and be really aggressive even though you don't know anything about me. You know what I mean? Pretty weird. Not so weird to have some rapport and to foster that kind of thing. It's not even weird to, I don't know, you can even acknowledge someone's like attraction in certain ways. It just depends on the context and how you go about it. But like just fucking randomly.
And she's also a person too. And those all can exist at the same time. I can observe all these things at the same time and appreciate elements of who this person is and not dehumanize her. You know, that's okay. And getting clear on that will give you a kind of moral confidence where if other people condemn you for asking a woman out and, oh yeah, she's not just some piece of meat, you asshole, it doesn't affect you nearly as much.
What? You can ask women out. Who is telling you that you can't ask any women out? I think you just can't. Why are you just asking strangers randomly out or something? Why are you obsessed with their sexiness? It seems to be very central to the way that he thinks about women. It's all about their sexuality.
It doesn't cut so deep. And another thing more broadly to keep in mind is be wary of the way in which our world makes you think. Because it's way, way more important to pay attention to how you think, more so than what you think. Because the way in which we conceptualize the world really does shape how we think and how we live. So, I thought this was an interesting take on this.
Is it? It's just an incel take. It's the same incel take as always. What? I don't know. I guess this guy thought he was saying interesting stuff. I was hoping he would. I have white straight man fatigue. Yeah, I don't know what you think is so hard about this. Like, genuinely, you come across as smarmy, like, not a good time. It sounds like you probably try to correct people or something. Like, some random person will be saying, you'll be like, actually, has a man ever told you that you look particularly fertile? Sir, this is a Starbucks, please. I'm just trying to work. Incels always think they're saying something interesting. Leave it to a mediocre white man to think he had something interesting to say on the topic. That's okay. Look, I don't know why you frame your relationships like this. I think you do yourself a disservice by being a dork. Incels are an interesting breed of people. You'd be unstoppable with the confidence of a mediocre white man. Just do it. Just say in your head, I'm a white fella, and walk around the world like that. Totally fine. I don't know. I think all of this is driven by deep insecurity. And like he said, he describes like guilt and shame and stuff, just totally self-imposed. There's nothing wrong with whatever your sexuality is. There's nothing wrong with feeling a certain way. Inflicting other people with how you're feeling all the time is pretty weird. But it's fine to express yourself in a way that would be reciprocal and consensual with another person. Totally fine. If you just don't know someone, I don't know, maybe you're hypersexualizing people as you walk by in society. If all of the things you think about women are whether or not they're hot to you and whether or not they're fucking breedable or something.